Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Power Gunner, and this is the first video of 2 breakdown videos. I recently started another video with a weird intro like that. It was the contrast review, pretty sure. But anyways, in this breakdown video, we are going to be breaking down 3 trailers that had Second Son stuff in them. 2 of them were like PlayStation 4 sharing trailers, and one of them is the Second Son gameplay spot. Links to all of it in the description, but the one that we will break down first is the PS4 sharing trailer. I think that's what, or PS4 sharing commercial. I think that's what it's called. That's the one with the sharing is caring song in the background, which I edited out all of the audio for these because they all have music that is probably copyrighted. Alright, so there's not that much in this sharing one, but this first shot that we get shows Seattle, which is weird because this game doesn't take place in Seattle. I'm kidding. Alright, it's like a bit of a time lapse of just things happening and clouds going by, but one thing that I noticed is that there's actually 2 trains going in opposite directions, so it's just like Infamous 1. I think someone told me that earlier when I was breaking down the Neon reveal trailer. So now I'm finally realizing it, that I messed up, I guess. But yeah, there's 2 trains, which is awesome because it's just like the first game. I've actually heard from Adam Sessler of Revision 3 Games that Infamous Second Son feels a lot like Infamous 1 and not that much like Infamous 2. Well, like not nearly as much, I guess. So that's one small thing that will make it feel more like Infamous 1, which I like. I liked Infamous 1 more. And by the way, Adam Sessler has played 2 demos, maybe more than that. 2 demos for Second Son at least. He might have played more. Here we see Delson sitting on a bridge, and I think it looks like he's playing a PlayStation Vita. I don't know if this is an actual cutscene in the game or something, or if it's just something they put into this trailer for fun. I don't know if he's actually playing a PlayStation Vita, but it kind of looks like it, but it's kind of foggy, so you can't see. But that's kind of funny if it is. But, of course, that could just be his, like, phone or something, but I don't know. Why would you sit in the middle of a road on a bridge and either play your PlayStation Vita or do something on your phone? It just doesn't really make sense, but he's a superhero, so it's not like he'll die if he gets hit by a car. Or, excuse me, I said superhero. The correct word to say would have been Conduit, because he's not always a hero, and just being a superhero doesn't mean you can withstand car hits. So right here, this is Delson punching a guy while using smoke. And the smoke is like evil smoke, and it's like red, which looks different from the previous evil smoke that we saw, or at least I was pretty sure it's evil smoke. Maybe the color of the power gets more like red for smoke as you get more evil, but that might not be the case. They probably just changed it. So he punches this DUP guy, and one other thing that I noticed that's kind of cool is there's like some neon under that car over there. So yeah, I'm not sure why neon would be under a car, but it's there. There's actually something in one of the other trailers that will help explain why there's neon there, but I'm not sure if it's the only reason why there's neon there or something, but it probably is. Alright, and here we just see one of the stealth takedowns, which is kind of interesting because there is stealth takedowns in the game, but some people at Sucker Punch have said that this is not a stealth game. So it's like one way to take out enemies faster, but stealth isn't a main focus in the game is what they're trying to say, I think. And then it zooms out to the PlayStation 4 like new stuff menu. Hold on. I have my PS4 right here. I'm gonna check what it's called. I think it's just what's new. Yeah, it's in the PlayStation 4 what's new, which I actually think looks kind of cluttered and stuff and kind of weird like that. But whatever. So yeah, and there's some other ones from other games because Infamous wasn't the only game in that trailer, but I'm only showing the Infamous stuff. Right now, this is the gameplay spot, and just warning you, there's an awesome Easter egg in this one that I found, and yeah. So here it shows the thunder drop that we've seen from the E3 gameplay and trailer, just again, the one where he's by the dinosaur skeleton, the T-Rex skeleton. Still looks awesome, although we've seen it quite a bit. Then they show the thing that we first saw in the Neon trailer, just him like turning from smoke back into his normal self, but this time it looks like that is red smoke, and he's also in the tunnel in this part, so this might be a cutscene from the evil karma mission sort of dealio after you choose to corrupt Fetch. Alright, so here he's punching a DUP guy, and I'm pretty sure that this is good smoke, but in one of the other trailers I think the good smoke looks a bit more like a good smoke, sort of good smoke, if you know what I don't mean. But yeah, and there's also a gas grenade that I'm guessing that DUP Knight threw down. I'm pretty sure that's a Knight because they've shown some concept art and they showed the Knight with having the gas grenades. They're blue on his belt, and also the stuff that looks like smoke behind Delson that's actually gas that'll hurt you. I'm going to talk about that in the newest gameplay breakdown because they actually show that those are gas grenades and they hurt you when you go in the gas. But this is where we first see our little Easter egg thing happening. On the supporting beam of the train right there, it says enjoy your power. Then after that it says something in red, which is hard to make out, but I know what it is because of what comes next. So here he's smacking another DP guy with his chain. But what's cool here, and I am sure I will have arrows pointing to these things because there's a lot of little Easter eggs hidden in this. Well, maybe not a lot, but there are Easter eggs. On that little DUP bus, it looks kind of like a school bus, but painted in DUP colors and stuff. On that, it says enjoyyourpower.com. Now, this will appear one more time in the trailer, and I'll talk about that Easter egg once I finish breaking down the rest of the trailer. So here, Delson has evil smoke, and he smacks the guy with his chain. There's some melee things in the first part of this trailer. What looks really interesting is this DUP Knight has put like concrete on himself, either as armor or he has turned his arms into concrete. And I like how concrete has that sort of like carved look to it. So it doesn't just look like normal concrete, and it looks really interesting and very original. So I'm guessing that he's like turning his arms into concrete so that he can hit Delson with it and cause more damage. And he also like in a way kind of looks like a statue there just because he's like turning into concrete that's carved. But yeah, then he gets smacked. Here, this is a shot of Delson shooting up from a vent by using the smoke dash through it. And the animation, although we've like seen this stuff before, the animation just still looks so cool with that, and I can't wait to do that. Alright, so here Delson is standing on the sort of street sign thing, which I would assume this is on a bridge. It looks like a bridge, and one of the signs says Bellevue, so I don't know if you can go to Bellevue or if it's part of this map. If it is, it's probably just a small area. But I think that it would be the awesomest thing if Bellevue was part of this, which, by the way, if you don't know, Bellevue is a suburb of Seattle where Sucker Punch Productions is located. The makers of this game, if you didn't even know that. And I think that one of the coolest Easter eggs ever in the game would be if you could go to Bellevue and find the Sucker Punch Productions building. They probably have some glorified version of it in the game because it's actually in some tower in real life, but they don't own the whole tower. But anyways, I think that it would be sweet if you could go to Sucker Punch Productions, and maybe they'd even have something where people from the development team are actually NPCs there and you can mess with them and stuff. That would be pretty awesome. So here Delson is riding one of the trains and he's shooting smoke rockets at a DUP tower, which looks awesome. We haven't seen him ride the train, but we kind of knew you could because you could in Infamous 1, and that's part of why they have the train in here, because it's so awesome just to ride it, fast transportation and stuff. Also, this is good smoke again. Alright, so here, Delson's doing another one of those stealth takedowns, but what is really cool here is BAM! Enjoyyourpower.com for the third and last time in this trailer sort of thing. And what's really interesting is Sucker Punch hasn't announced enjoyyourpower.com in anything. They've only put it in as an Easter egg in this. It's an actual website, and I went to it, and okay, there's some really awesome like Easter egg things there, but I'm gonna talk about it, so I don't know if you want me to talk about it first or just go there right now, but I'm going to talk about it once I finish the rest of this trailer breakdown, as I said before. Also, there is a DUP poster right there, which I'm pretty sure has the lady from the first trailer on it, who unofficially is named Augustine, because we don't know if that's what Augustine is or who Augustine is, but that's what we think. So we think that is Augustine right there. I'm not able to read all of it, but that definitely looks like her hair and stuff, so yeah, they've never shown her face before, but I guess that's what her face looks like, so yeah. Okay, now for me, this is the most confusing part of this trailer. This is what I think it is. I think Delson is standing on a bridge right here. The bridge is broken, So you can see the cracks in the concrete and some of the cables sticking out of it. And something has just fallen over the edge of the broken bridge. And Delson looks after it with a very worried look on his face. So it appears as though something was not supposed to fall over that bridge, but it did. That wasn't good. But what is really confusing about this is that there are these big pillars of like crystal white and black stuff, which kind of in a way looks like ice, but I don't think I know there's not going to be ice powers in this game, because they were in inFAMOUS 2 and Sucker Punch has said that they aren't bringing any powers back from the first game. But it also looks like on parts of the bridge there and on Delson, it looks like there is some snow on them, and the clouds look very gray, kind of like snow clouds. So I think that this is a short snippet from a later part of the game just to tease it, where winter comes and it snows, which sounds awesome if that is what it is. That's what it looks like right here. If you guys didn't know, just from seeing other things, you can tell that the game is in fall from everything else that we've seen, so it would make sense that winter would come, and this would be one of the coolest graphical things ever, kind of like in a way, or just like map things, is seeing the map of Seattle be not snowy, and then, I don't know, like halfway through the game, it's all snowed upon, and it's like a big winter wonderland, or sometimes it snows more, and sometimes it doesn't snow at all because of the dynamic weather. So that would be awesome if it snows, and like everything's covered in snow. That would be so cool. Like, that's something that we haven't seen in an inFAMOUS game before. We kind of saw it in one of the last missions in inFAMOUS 2. But yeah, so I think that this opens up the possibility of having a snow power, because we know there's not going to be a water power or an ice power, but we could have something like a snow power, which is technically ice, and ice is technically water. But it's like obviously in smaller crystal forms, and it's in flakes, and it's like a powdery thing. I'm assuming you know what snow is. And to people saying that this won't be a power because they won't do water and they won't do ice, those are not valid things to say, because they said they weren't bringing anything back and weren't having elements in the game for the power types. But if you think about it, smoke is kind of like fire, and fire was both in inFAMOUS 2, it was Nyx's power, and Cole gets it if he's evil, and fire is also one of the elements, but smoke has to do with fire, but it isn't exactly fire. So it could be snow, which isn't exactly ice, and it isn't exactly water. And snow is a new power that I don't really think we've seen before, a power that's just snow. So this is a big possibility right now. But I don't know what fell over the edge. It's either some sort of an important item in the game, or a person fell over the edge. So I hope that Reggie didn't fall over, because I'll be really sad if he did. Because Delson looks really sad that happened, and disappointed and stuff, and worried. Then it shows the scene with absorbing neon from Fetch again. And this is another one of those things that is really cool that we see in this trailer, that is actually only like a 30-second long trailer, but things just go by really fast. So this is the original Conduit that had smoke, and Delson absorbs smoke from him, and this is showing when he absorbed smoke from this guy. So this guy's in a prison uniform because he's a conduit who has been captured by the DUP, but I'm pretty sure what happened, and by the way, this is in the Indian Reserve Village, is that this guy was in a DUP transport and it crashed. Maybe he was in one of the DUP buses, similar to the school buses, but if he's a prisoner, I don't know why they'd transport him in that, and I actually haven't seen DUP buses that look like school buses painted with DUP colors before this trailer, like what we saw earlier. But yeah, so this guy has tattoos, and he kind of looks like Cole in a way. This definitely isn't Cole. I'm not stupid, I don't think that's Cole. But some people have been saying that they think this might be Cole's brother, which is definitely something that could be possible. He looks a lot like Cole, and Cole did in fact have a brother. Cole mentions his brother in one of the inFAMOUS 2 missions, and his brother is younger than him. I don't really think much else was mentioned about his brother, but just like my theory that Reggie could be a conduit because him and Delson are related, so they would share the same genes. That is true with this too, because he is related to Cole. He could also be a conduit, so this might be Cole's brother, but we don't know. He just looks like him. So Delson absorbs smoke from him, and then we get to see some more things. And this definitely takes place within like the first few parts of the game. I kind of think that there might be one mission in the game before you get powers, or that you at least play before you have powers, when Reggie is kind of arresting you and stuff, but it's probably just for a short time, just so that you can get introduced to Delsin. So this is Delsin doing a neon thunder drop, although I'm sure it's not called a thunder drop. It's probably called like the neon drop or something. Probably not the neon drop. Might be. I don't know. But yeah, he's actually having evil neon right here because the neon is purple and red, and it's purple and blue when it's blue neon. Okay, so here Delsin is good and he's using neon, and he does the karma bomb for it, which I believe I've heard in an article and someone commented it too. It's called the Radiant Sweep, which sounds pretty awesome. We've seen some of it earlier, but this shows a bit more of it. Delsin lets out a big blast of neon, which pretty much destroys everything around him. And after the blast hits, there's like a few like bigger shots fired too or something. So yeah, then a piece of this like car flies up and says, "Enjoy your power. Infamous Second Son." Alright, so let's talk about enjoyyourpower.com. This is one of the coolest Easter eggs that I didn't expect to find in this. Okay, so I just typed in the URL enjoyyourpower.com, and this is what we get. Conduit, and it has a little plus symbol there. Get tested. Embrace your potential. Some people are capable of more. Conduits have powers we are just beginning to comprehend, but now we're getting closer than ever to understanding the genetics that govern conduit behavior and bestow these astonishing talents. Find out if you're conduit positive. Oh, that's why it's a plus, it's positive. Sign up now for your free test. So I clicked sign up now for your free test, and it went to this website called Infamous Paper Trail, which I haven't figured out why it's called Paper Trail. I don't know. But anyways, you make an account, and I made an account. But this thing says, what is Infamous Paper Trail? Infamous Paper Trail is a free bonus extension for the PlayStation 4 exclusive game Infamous Second Son. Follow a trail of clues to learn the truth about conduits, uncover the secrets of the DUP, and immerse yourself even deeper into the world of Infamous. Sign up now and earn karma points to give your powers a head start in Infamous Second Son, and unlock special bonus missions on your PlayStation 4 system and beyond in this one-of-a-kind experience. Pre-order Infamous Second Son. I already pre-ordered, but I guess you can from this website too. So, sounds like by doing things in this, I'm going to be able to, and you guys too if you do this, which, yeah, it's all free, you just make an account. You will be able to unlock some bonus missions, and it says give your powers a head start, so maybe we get a bit of extra XP, I'm guessing, when we start the game. If we link this with our PlayStation Network account, I saw it said in a later part of it, but I couldn't figure out how to link it with my PSN, so maybe I'm just stupid, or maybe they haven't added that feature yet. Alright, mailing address. If you submit your address, you will receive the Enjoy Your Powers Conduit Plus Early Detection Test from Bioframe Diagnostics. We'll learn about Bioframe Diagnostics here in a second, or actually more than a second. In a second, son. Sorry, I just had to make that pun for some reason. But anyway, so I did the thing with making my account, and I put in my address, so I guess I'm going to get mailed the Enjoy Your Power Conduit Plus Early Detection Test from Bioframe Diagnostics. So I guess this is being mailed to me. I don't know when I'm gonna get it, like sometime before the game, and I'll do an unboxing when I get it, but I have no idea what it's going to be. So yeah, but I'll definitely cover that and do an unboxing, but I don't know what to expect. But it's probably going to be some cool sort of like Easter egg thing that I figured out. So yeah, that's kind of cool that you can get a cool little package sent to you just by looking closely at a trailer. See, kids, look closely at your trailers next time you watch them. Alright, registration complete, so I made my account, and I earned karma, which is like a little neon orb thing. These points have been added to your paper trail profile, so I earned a karma point thing, and I clicked on what is karma. Karma is an integral part of playing Infamous. During gameplay, earning karma helps you develop your powers and affects different aspects of the game. I already knew that, but here's some new stuff. How do I earn karma in Paper Trail? Earn karma now and get a head start in Infamous Second Son, trademark, by completing specific missions and activities from Infamous Paper Trail. How does the karma I've earned in Paper Trail show up in Infamous Second Son? To unlock your earned Paper Trail karma on Infamous Second Son, you must link your Paper Trail account with your PlayStation Network ID and have an official copy of Infamous Second Son. So that seems pretty cool. I think the linking with my ID thing, or anyone's ID, will come later because I couldn't figure out how to do it now. But as I said, I might have just missed it somehow. So anyways, I went here, and they kind of have like a list of achievements. So I got the first one, which is joining the movement. That's just for signing up. Then I got the ready for testing one, signed up for your testing kit. That's just meaning that I'm going to get mailed that. And if you're wondering what that weird symbol is by ready for testing, that is actually supposed to be a picture of some like gene thing, so something to have to do with the Conduit gene, which I found out because of things later that have to do with this website. But yeah, all of the other ones are locked and coming soon. The next one is the Conduit awareness quiz, so once that's out, I will have to take the Conduit awareness quiz, and I don't know, should I do like a live commentary of me doing that? I will. Hopefully. So yeah, then there's the Conduit Plus sensory test, locked and coming soon. So I'm guessing that has to do with the thing that you get in the mail. Then there's the next one that's just locked and coming soon. Then there's the next one, which is the last one, which is locked and coming soon. And it happens on the infamous Second Son release date. So it looks like this is a bit of a countdown to the release of the game. And as you can see with the karma points thing, there are 4 slots that you can fill up, and I filled up 1 because you can't like get more right now. But I'm pretty sure that you'll get a karma point or something for each other achievement that you get or something like that. Anyways, let's read these 3 new massages, or messages if you're a normal person and like to pronounce things right. The scientists at Bioframe Diagnostics have developed a new early screening test for the detection of potential conduit genes. Sign up now to get your free at-home test kit mailed to you. I did that. The Conduit Rights League is making measures to educate the world about conduits. Welcome to the Resistance. This is your home base for infamous paper trail. Check back here regularly for mission updates. So yeah, looks like I'll be checking back regularly for mission updates. Alright, so I clicked on the thing that says the scientists at Bioframe Diagnostics, because I want to know what Bioframe Diagnostics is. And they have their own website that they made for this. So this is awesome that they went through this much to make an Easter egg that people find out by breaking down the trailer, kind of, I guess. Or they just watch my video and I spoil it for them. But yeah, it's so cool how they made all these websites to make it seem like it's a real thing, because that's one thing that they're trying to do in this game, is making it seem like it's a real thing. So, let's read this Bioframe Diagnostics thing, probably in the trailer voice. 7 years ago, the scientific community was faced with its biggest challenge in the millennia, the chromosomal anomaly, popularly known as conduitism, made us re-examine all known paradigms of biology, chemistry, and everything in between. Uncertainty yielded panic, and everyone was looking for answers. That's where we come in. Bioframe Diagnostics is the leading independent research center in the field of advanced conduit physiometrics. By isolating the proteins associated with conduitism, we can assess the individual's propensity for developing the condition, while additional research is required to determine the specific time frame and severity of one's potential transition into this other state of being. Our latest self-exam has proven to be an invaluable leap forward. Get tested today. Alright, so I didn't click on get tested today yet. This is who we are now. Our team is comprised of the foremost experts in a wide array of disciplines, from cutting-edge technology to intimate case studies. Our staff is moving forward on several fronts to eradicate the archaic stigmas of conduitism. We must replace ignorance with enlightenment if we are to evolve as a species. The scientists and doctors who founded Bioframe Diagnostics did so for the good of humanity. Even if you do not know a conduit personally, we all share a stake in the survival of our peoples. This is no time for politics or bureaucracy. This is time for understanding. And then there's find out more about conduits. And there's this thing, download our brochure, which I will go to once we look at these other things. So that thing that said get tested today, that was just taking you back to paper trail. So finding out more about conduits, this is where we have been sent to. The Conduit Rights League. This kind of seems like the opposite of the DUP. I will read you guys about it, because they're basically like pro-Conduit, I guess, and the DUP definitely aren't. And I don't know if these guys will be in the game or just have to do with the backstory of it, but if they are, I could definitely see this maybe even being another faction, but fighting back against the DUP, and maybe Bioframe Diagnostics is also in the game, or this could just be an Easter egg, kind of like with the things that happened before Second Son, kind of like Cole's Legacy, but this doesn't have to do with Cole. Okay, so dedicated to the protection of Conduit's civil liberties and the study of their incredible powers. Think you know the truth about conduits? Think again. Actually, you might already know the truth, so you might not have to think again. About us. Throughout history, people have demonized what they have failed to understand, and conduits are no exception. In the United States, conduits have been publicly demonized and branded as bioterrorist by the Department of Unified Protection. Every individual with the conduit gene lives with the threat of indefinite detention. Conduits are human beings that stand to make incredible contributions to medicine, technology, and artistic expression. They deserve dignity, freedom, and the opportunity to use the powers for the benefit of humanity. I don't even know what I'm doing with these voices anymore, I'm just making stuff up. But anyways, Conduit, frequently asked questions. Ew, what's a conduit? In short, conduits are human beings who possess incredible powers. With these powers, they may seem supernatural. They actually stem from genetics. Every conduit possesses a gene that expresses a unique protein. When this gene is exposed to ray-field radiation, the conduit begins producing a protein that allows carriers to absorb, store, and manipulate specific elements from their environment. These elements range from broad natural phenomena like electricity to very specific synthetic materials like asphalt. It is important to note that the overwhelming majority of people carrying the conduit gene are merely conduit positive, have the potential to change, but haven't yet, meaning they have no powers and are functionally no different than normals or unpowered humans. So that's cool. Asphalt is a possibility for a power. I don't think it's actually going to be in Second Son because there's already concrete, which is already a man-made material that we put on the ground. So, I'm not sure if we'll have asphalt, but we might. That could definitely be cool. And it also says that the conduit gene has to be exposed to ray-field radiation to be activated. Actually, it doesn't say that it has to be, but it's saying when it is exposed to ray-field radiation, then it becomes activated. So I wonder how Delsin's power, which is power absorption, was first activated. It's probably going to show in the beginning of the game, because I doubt that he's had it all his life, because then when he touches people who are conduits that have powers, then he could have just absorbed their powers anytime throughout his life. So it was probably recently activated. And also, my throat now hurts from doing those voices, so I'm just gonna talk in my normal voice. Lol. What can conduits do? Conduit abilities vary widely from individual to individual. All activated conduits can take an ambient element into their body. Most conduits can project the elements that they have absorbed. Some can actually change the composition of their bodies to briefly adopt the physical properties of their element. Others can manipulate instances of that element in their environment. The factors that determine which element a conduit will control or what they can do with that said element are unknown. So it's unknown why Delsin has the power of absorbing powers. In addition to their elemental manipulation powers, conduits also exhibit extremely advanced physical capabilities. They can endure and rapidly recover from injuries that would be fatal or crippling to a normal human. This enhanced healing also allows conduits to run, climb, and physically exert themselves nearly indefinitely without exhausting standard metabolic reserves of energy. Again, the specific cause of these abilities is unknown, but it represents truly staggering potential for medical science. So maybe during Second Son they find out more about how this works. All of the scientists at Bioframe Diagnostics, they kind of find out how that works, and maybe they end up using that for a bad thing later on in the game, and they become one of the enemies maybe, and they end up not siding with the CRL, the Conduits Rights League. Are conduits dangerous? Like all humans, conduits have the capacity for violence. There's no evidence, however, that suggests that the conduit gene has any effect whatsoever on a carrier's personality. The assertions that all conduits are inherently violent, lacking in empathy, or mentally unstable are baseless falsehoods stemming from the public fear of misunderstanding of conduit abilities. Again, it is crucial to point out that the majority of carriers are unactivated, meaning that they have no special powers and pose zero threat to their communities. How can conduits contribute? If we could reverse engineer conduit healing abilities into a form of treatment, it would change the landscape of medicine forever. Medicine is merely the most obvious benefit. Even more impressive are the implications of their matter and energy manipulation powers. If we could capture the principles behind these abilities, we could revolutionize physics, chemistry, and manufacturing. A conduit's abilities have utility in cost-effective third-world development and agricultural cultivation. There may even be applications for clean energy production and water purification. Finally, there is a great deal to be said for possessing conduit powers. Having such abilities would open a whole new dimension of human experience, enhancing arts, entertainment, and self-exploration. Imagine becoming like light itself, or moving objects with only the power of your mind. For the first time in history, truly magical experiences are within our grasp. So, this is so cool, because now I'm starting to believe that this is real. And that's what they want us to believe, that this is real, and they want us to believe that the world that this is all in is real, so that then when we get the powers, that we will believe that they are real. That's what they're trying to do with having the good graphics, and with this, they're just trying to make it realistic, except for the fact that there are superpowers. The history of the CRL. The Conduit Rights League was founded by attorney Stacy Pine, there's her picture, after witnessing the positive potential of conduits in the aftermath of the Tohoku, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, earthquake and tsunami. Amidst the flooded cities and ruined buildings, conduits displayed tremendous capacity for good. Many assisted in rescue efforts, working with seemingly boundless strength and stamina, or using their powers to clear away debris and to purify drinking water. However, the atrocities of the beast have overshadowed these acts of heroism in public consciousness. So that's cool that they're bringing up the beast, and I didn't know that they actually called the beast, but I guess they do. Miss Pine partnered with educators, business owners, research scientists, and community leaders across the nation to create the CRL and help conduits receive the rights, recognition, and simple dignity every human being deserves. The CRL strives to illuminate conduits' unprecedented potential for good and to help mankind explore this exciting new chapter of humanity safely and happily. Fighting for the civil rights of conduits who have been incarcerated by the Department of Unified Protection is the organization's top priority. The CRL offers legal and financial support to the families of those who have been detained. So there's a lot of big words. I've had to have more than one take on those, because sometimes I just read through it kind of fast while saying it, so I don't have enough time to think about the pronunciation of everything. So yeah, that's cool. And this just seems so realistic, like this is some of the things that would happen if this did happen in real life. So I really like how Sucker Punch is putting this together. So the thing, download the brochure for Bioframe Diagnostics, and I did. Here's the first page. This can be like printable, and then you could actually make it into a brochure if you wanted. I haven't done that, but you can. Alright, so this is the inside of the brochure. Imagine being the person you always dreamed you could be. Then imagine being even better, being something more. What if you didn't have to imagine? Unleash yourself! Alright, let's read on the right first. Studies have revealed that increased sensory sensitivity. Oh, okay, it actually says that. Heightened awareness and shifts in cognitive aptitude are the potential markers for conduit positives even before activation. These discoveries have led to the development of a simple, non-invasive screening test that can identify pre-activated conduits with a high rate of accuracy. So these things with Bioframe Diagnostics seem like these were sort of like written before the DUP happened or while they were being formed, and I'm guessing that the government came in and said that they needed to take their technology for the Conduit like fingerprint scanner thing that the DUP have. Until now, Conduit positive tests have been hard to gain access to and generally too expensive for the average citizen. In partnership with the Conduit Rights League, we are happy to announce that our new Conduit positive early detection test will be offered free of charge and can be taken in the privacy of your home by visiting enjoyyourpower.com. So I already did that. It's linking back and back to all these things. So it definitely doesn't seem like Bioframe Diagnostics is evil because they partnered up with the Conduit Rights League. But who knows? Maybe over time they could have been influenced by DUP and stuff and by the government. And maybe they have started to create technology for evil, but I don't know. I'm just saying, these guys might be one of the evil factions later on in the game. Or they might have nothing to do with the actual game. But they'll probably have something to do, even if it's just with their brand name being on the DUP's scanners and things. To determine if you are one of these remarkable individuals, sign up for your personalized Conduit positive test today. Just a few minutes of your time could change your life. So I ordered that again. Doing an unboxing once I get that. Alright, let's read this thing that's to the left of that. Bioframe Diagnostics has made huge advancements in the isolation of unique proteins in activated conduits. The biomechanic properties of these individuals are astounding. The ability to manipulate and transform matter by harnessing energy from the world around them. So this is showing even more and more that within the inFAMOUS universe, the only powers that people really have is draining certain materials and using them. And the only thing that I can think of that doesn't really have to do that is Kessler's time travel, but that is a much more advanced power that he gained over time. And also, telekinesis isn't really draining things, but they did mention in this, so we know that it's not off limits, and Alden had it. So this is pretty cool. Thus far, electrical, wire, glass, paper, shadow, and magnetic conduit proteins have been uncovered, barely scratching the surface of many classifications of known conduit types. So it's confirmed that these powers are possible in the inFAMOUS universe, which the new ones showing here are wire, glass, paper, shadow, and magnetic. So that's pretty cool because me and you guys with the Power Ideas videos have actually predicted all of these except for paper. Paper is actually quite a common thing in a city, so I think that's going to be one of the powers now, but I don't know why none of us were able to think of paper, because it's quite common, but I guess we just didn't think of it. But yeah, with the wire power, I'm assuming that has to do with sort of like hacking things through wires and sort of electronics. Then glass, it's obviously glass. I would assume that you'd break glass and drain it. And not all of these powers are going to be in the game for sure. This is just saying that conduits have had them before and it's possible in the inFAMOUS universe, so we might see some of them in the game, but I don't think we'll see every single one of these in the game. So glass, use it to like cut people with glass in creative ways. Then paper, this sounds interesting. I think this one is going to be in the game, just because paper is one of those things to where you would just go like, what? That's a superpower? How is paper useful at all? Just like I thought when they had smoke and neon as powers. So with paper, I don't really know what you could do right now, which is interesting to see what they'll do. Maybe you can give people paper cuts, but I'm trying to think of things. There's a few random possibilities that might be in there, but I can't really think of anything at the moment because I just started thinking of this stuff. Okay, then shadow. I don't think we're going to get a shadow power in the game because we already have neon, which is the light power kind of, and shadows are just the absence of light. So I don't think we'll see it in the game, but we still might. Okay, and then magnetic, it just says. So like magnets and stuff. I would think that this would be kind of like a metal power that people have been saying, but you can magnetize metal and use it in different ways, which I think is quite likely to be in the game. Okay, so that's all from those website things. Now back to some actual trailer footage things. So this is from another trailer. It was the hashtag PS4 share trailer. This video is really long, but that's alright. So we see Delson getting ready to do an orbital drop here, and he has good smoke right here. It's more easily visible that it is good smoke here, I think, than in the last one. And his smoke looks kind of like brighter with the flames, and kind of like a lighter smoke and not as dark in color. Then he goes up into the air to do the orbital drop. Then it cuts to Delsin smoke dashing off of a DUP guard tower that just got exploded. They show some more good smoke stuff in a few other parts of the city here, with some like power type things that we've already seen. Here's a smoke dash through a vent. We get to see a nice view of Seattle from above, which this map looks so detailed in this game, which is awesome. It's just going to be so much fun to explore and just look at. And this looks a lot more detailed than the maps were in the first two games. So here, he's using good neon, and he's neon dashing up a building there and jumping. And that building with the like blue neon on it in the background, I think that's the tallest building in the game, but I'm not sure. But it looks taller than the Space Needle, but the Space Needle always could be the tallest, but I think it's taller than that. So here's another shot of Delsin in the air over Seattle, and just showing more of how detailed and beautiful the city is. Here it shows some of the neon sword again, which looks awesome. This is the good one, and I've noticed that occasionally as you hit the DP with the neon sword when you're good, it will put some like neon bond things on them that I'm guessing once there's enough on them, they will be restrained on the ground and subdued. But yeah, the neon sword still looks awesome, and I can't wait to use it. Here's a neon thunder drop type thing in a parking garage, the same one that he was in that other scene, which looks like a cool place. And those porta potties like fall apart, which is kind of weird how the DUP have porta potties everywhere. You'd think that they could just have their guns and say, "Let me use your bathroom, coffee shop," because there's a lot of coffee shops in Seattle. But I guess they're somewhat respectful and just use their own porta potties. So here, Delsin shoots a rocket, a good smoke rocket, at a minigun dude, which these guys look so hard to fight. They just shoot so many bullets at once and seem like they have insanely huge health bars. So here's showing an orbital drop at a sort of evening nighttime thing, but it's just where Delsin goes up and looks at the camera, not the part where he goes down and makes things go boom. Here Delsin is shooting some smoke rockets at a DUP checkpoint and destroying it. Here Delsin smoke dashes through a vent. There's a Sly Cooper logo right there, a neon Sly Cooper logo. So once I find where this is in the map, like in the game, I want to drain the Sly Cooper logo just for fun once I get neon in it. But yeah, there's a little Sly Cooper logo Easter egg. So here, this is on top of the parking garage. I'm guessing that there's a level that takes place in the parking garage, and this is some quick clips from it. But one of the DUP guys is doing the concrete vortex type thing again, which on one of my last videos, you guys said that that isn't a concrete whirlwind or the DUP guy draining concrete, but it's the effects of the smoke grenade on him. And I definitely don't think that's what it is, because A, it doesn't look like smoke at all, it looks like concrete, and he's either shielding himself or draining it, not sure which one it is. And also it's not rubber, someone has said that. Alright, this is the weirdest part of this trailer. First thing I notice, or this isn't the first thing I noticed, but first thing I'm gonna talk about that's in here is there's a green laser, so someone's like trying to snipe him with a green laser right here. So yeah, there's that. And there's this big like concrete ball of death, and it looks weird. It's hard to make out what's in there, but it looks like there's a DUP guy in there. I think he's making this concrete ball around him, and it kind of looks like he's about to explode. I'm not sure if that's from Delsin's smoke powers, which he's using there. I don't know if he's doing something or if the DUP guy can make a ball of concrete around him and then make it explode so that chunks of concrete fly everywhere and can like damage you. Maybe that's it. But it looks weird, like how it's all carved and stuff, this concrete thing, which is kind of the style of the concrete power, but it does look very strange compared to things we've seen so far. Also, maybe this DUP guy that's in there, and I'm pretty sure that's a DUP guy in there, it looks like that. Maybe he is just trying to shield himself because he's on low health or something. But it looks like he's gathering up some concrete, so maybe draining it while he's in there. But it's real hard to tell. But yeah, that's definitely a guy in there because you can see his suit and his helmet and some like yellow and black uniform. But I don't know what Delsin's doing with this. Is he sticking his hand in there to kill him? Well, like I would assume so. He's also using evil smoke, but I really don't know. Then here, there's an orbital drop, and it switches to a clip of a different orbital drop, where he's orbital dropping on what I would assume is that same minigun guy. So far, I've only seen minigun guys being taken out by the orbital drops, so yeah, they're gonna be hard to fight. So guys, that is my breakdown of some of the most recent trailers and things that have come out for Second Son. Well, actually not and things, because there's also a gameplay that just so happens to be Russian and has to do with free roam that has been out for a while that I need to break down right after this. So thank you for watching this. That other video breakdown that I was talking about should be uploaded shortly. Stay in tune for that, I guess. Not sure how long this video was, but it was probably long. Bioframe Diagnostics. Goodbye.